Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoiler cast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started.
All right. Today is Sunday, September 21st, and it's just me and Jeremy tonight.
Woo!
Just me and Jeremy tonight. Michael's on vacay.
Dynamic duo.
Yep, the dynamic duo. The dastardly duo. I like that better.
Yeah.
Michael's on vacay, and he'll be back next week, so we wish him a speedy R&R. So today, Jeremy, we're going to talk about, I know it's very surprising. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to talk about Peacemaker, Season 2, Episode 5.
What? Nah.
Yes. This episode is titled Back to the Suture. So Marty McFly does not show up for this, or Doc Brown or anyone like that. Maybe Biff. Maybe Biff may show up in this episode. I don't know. We'll talk about it. The quick synopsis for this is, after a catastrophic showdown with Flag, Peacemaker makes a shocking decision while his friends scramble to keep the 11th Street kids together. The director is Althea Jones. Writer is obviously James Gunn. Runtime was 37 minutes, and this aired September 18th, Thursday. Jeremy.
Yes.
Where's your whelming of this episode?
I will say I'm pleasantly whelmed.
You always get conflicted whenever you get asked this question.
I know, because it's one of those, like, I still enjoy like this side of Peacemaker, like I've said before, like, and seeing kind of those a little bit deeper into his personalities and stuff like that. But it was kind of, to me, it was very similar to like last week, where not a whole lot like important happened to move it forward necessarily. It was all kind of stuff that you were pretty much expecting, as far as like, obviously him getting with Rick Flag Sr. getting his chance there and stuff like that. So I mean, you knew at some point that was going to happen. So I don't know. It was just, like I said, it was just one that was just, it was a decent halfway episode, but it just really wasn't moving the story along a whole lot necessarily.
Yeah, and I think I agree. I think that's to the detriment of possibly what these last 3 episodes are going to be, if our predictions are correct with it, which I feel like they may, especially with watching this episode with I was supposed to say Sean Gunn, James Gunn, talking about the next 3 episodes. He just slightly talked a little bit about them. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. My whelming, I will say I am whelmed to pleasantly whelmed, because I too was kind of just like, meh. And like, there was one big nugget here that I enjoyed, which was the eagly stuff. And that's kind of what just bumped me to pleasantly whelmed, because I just thought that shit was ridiculous.
Yeah. I did like on this one too, finding out that Harcourt didn't, completely set him up. I mean, she did some, but she gave him the
copacetic
heads up of like, gave him the safe word.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I mean, that was a little like reassuring, but
yeah, it does seem it is interesting what they're doing with. She isn't just like, oh, I love you. There is some conflicting like, she's like, I don't know. I think she sees who Chris is now. Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't think she's going to be in love with Chris by the end of the series. I think she sees who he is, and that he is trying to be a better person now, especially after the events of last season. And I think that she's just conflicted of like, she made this promise to Senior Rick about like, this guy's got to pay and all this stuff. But now she's like, yeah, but he's also trying to amend for all the bad that he did.
Yeah. And I agree on where she sees him changing a little bit. And it's even like further into this episode too that I think she really, really starts seeing it. So I like seeing that side of her, and that maybe she's coming to the realization of all that. So
Yeah.
and it's good seeing that she does have a little bit of a heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like especially when they're on the bench and he talks about, he's like, hey, did that mean anything to you at the boat? Which I'm assuming we're going to get some sort of flashback at the boat. And she was saying like, no, you killed my best friend. And then he replies to her like, I get it. And that is a very moment of like, oh, this character has grown, which is cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. I think that's interesting. Gunn seems to do that with all of his characters throughout, Guardians, even before Guardians. It's just a cool thing to see that he's doing with also Peacemaker as well.
Yeah. I did think on the next, like with Adebayo, her first gig, quote unquote gig, that she and it really, like, to me, it was yes, as audience, like, you kind of could tell like something was a little off there, but really what like made a home run was Vigilante, and and his like just twist of like the whole conversation there. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I loved his little like, I don't kill the prostitutes. Their lives are hard as it is. He's like, I only kill the Johns, which that's another thing that's interesting, and we'll get into that because he kind of breaks down in this episode.
Yeah.
He is very much like, Gunn has even said it, he's very much like a psychopath, but he does, unlike psychopaths, he does have emotions, but he's all about like just mind. I mean, we saw him last season. He killed like a whole family. Now, granted, they were aliens, but he still killed like little children and mom and dad and all that stuff, and was like very gleeful about doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really funny. I knew immediately when she was like, yeah, that is me in the silhouette, like that silhouette is me. I was like, oh, this is like some kind of weird like 1-900 number like creep guy.
Yeah.
Which was funny because last episode Peacemaker mentioned how there was only 12 people who buy that magazine. So I'm like, does Peacemaker maybe know who that person is? Are we gonna see who that person is?
That would be pretty funny.
I had, I think Eric Voss or somebody talked about, they were like, what if it's like someone from the DC that we know? Like, what if it's like Deadshot or Bloodsport or somebody? I thought that would be really funny.
Yeah.
One of the mic drop moments with back when Chris and them are in the park was Sasha Bordeaux is apparently a freaking cyborg.
Yeah.
Which I don't know much about this character from the comics, but apparently she was like half cyborg due to this. It's a whole thing. It deals with OMAC and Brother Eye, and Michael probably would have done a first appearance for that if he was here for this episode. But anyway, she does become like half cyborg. It isn't like an accident. It's something that Brother Eye did to her with the OMAC project. But anyway, I kind of wonder if maybe that's setting something up for a potential Brother Eye later on, because the Argus logo, you don't see it really. I don't think you see it in the show, but like online when I'm like on the wikis and stuff looking up, the Argus logo kind of looks like an eye. So I'm wondering if they're maybe sowing seeds to do something like that in the future. Who knows? Maybe I'm just, digging too deep. But anyway, it was
grasping at straws.
Yeah, it was very shocking though when they were like, "Oh, she's a cyborg," but it also made me think of that moment in the Suicide Squad where the gag is like, "Oh, we're hiring Bloodsport," played by Idris Elba, and he's like, he can hit every target, use any weapon, and be master killer at it, and then they get Peacemaker and they say the exact same lines, and Idris is like, are you having a laugh? Like, he does what I do. And I'm like, Sasha is now the same as like Peacemaker. She can, because she was like talking about how she had like, I have a kill shot, and it's like, whatever percentage of like being a success. So I was just like, how many like people are just really good at shooting people do they have in the DCU?
Yeah. Got a lot of people going to the target range.
Right. Which I thought was slick of Harcourt running in there and like Black Widow leg scissor, like choke him out kind of thing.
Yeah.
And keeping him alive. I thought that was a pretty smart move from her.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. And it was like, again, it was another one of those that kind of gave you a little bit of just a little bit more confidence in her or hope in her type thing.
Yeah. So yeah, they bring Chris to Argus and they put him in a room with Rick Flag Sr. And of course it goes how we think it's gonna go, where he's like, lock all the doors, shade all the windows, turn off all the cameras, and he starts beating the shit out of Peacemaker. What I want to mainly talk about is that knee to the face was like so painful looking. I don't know if it was really John Cena or like a prosthetic mannequin or something, but I replayed it multiple times and tried to like slow it down, but like he like caves his face in with that knee.
Yeah.
Like it looks so painful.
It really does. Like he had some major hits in there and like, busting the wall and that kind of thing with his head. And I was like, dang, man. But again, that's another one that was like, just again, showing how much Peacemaker has changed too.
Yeah.
Like him just being completely understanding of why he's getting beat to death, basically. So.
Yeah, it's very like he feels like he deserves this punishment. He wants to atone for his quote unquote sins and stuff like that. It's a very heartbreaking moment, and I don't think it's satisfying enough for Rick Flag Sr. as well. Like I think he wants him to like, fight back so he can feel justified in killing him. And the fact that that Peacemaker's like, if it makes you feel any better, like I'm literally haunted by him every waking moment kind of thing. It was a cool scene. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Also, while going on, economists and Harcourt are trying to figure out a way to save Chris Peacemaker from this. And they talk in the break room. And there's this funny moment where they're talking about Sacha Bordeaux and they talk about her being a cyborg. And Economos makes the line that I wrote down because I thought it was funny, but also really fucked up, where the origin of her being a cyborg is that she had some sort of major accident and half her body was like fucked up. So they replaced all of that with like cybernetics. So essentially she's like the, $1 million woman, $1 billion woman kind of thing. And he said that he kept on his screensaver the pre-op photo of her mangled body. And Harcourt replies of like, that's really fucked up. And he's like, well, don't blame me. I didn't make my brain the way it is. And I thought that was probably one of the funniest lines of the episode.
Yeah. Him and his like, just the whole thing of like his personality traits or whatever you want to call it, his just being so upfront and open about it and knowing that these are his issues, but hey, you're gonna have to deal with them kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I think it makes it pretty funny.
Yeah, it does. He's a very odd character, but
he is.
I was not really liking him last season. I like him a lot more this season. I think he's way more like funny and likable.
Yeah, I agree.
I have a note here. I forget where it happens, but at some point in the episode, we check in on Judo Master, and apparently Judo Master just has one trait where he just eats Cheetos constantly, flaming hot Cheetos, to the point where he has a flaming hot steering wheel cover.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's one part where he's waiting in his car. I forget what he's doing exactly. He's tailing somebody. I think it's Chris or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's whenever they Adebayo and Vigilante get him out of
That's right. Yeah.
Whatever building.
That's right. Yeah, out of Argus. And while he's talking with someone, you can see his steering wheel is like a flaming hot. It's not a flaming hot Cheeto, but it's like a black steering wheel cover with like flames all over it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then now knowing what we know about, he apparently just has Cheeto dust on his fingers constantly. I'm like, that steering wheel must be covered in Cheeto dust.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And just how nasty it's gotta be.
Yeah,
the
crumbs.
Think about like the smell too.
Yeah.
Right. Just, ugh.
The crumbs I can imagine everywhere in like the the cup holder. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
It gives me the ick. It's real bad.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I want to talk about the golden nugget of this episode, which was Eagly versus Michael Rooker's Red Saint Wild, because it was just straight up what I wanted, which was a Looney Tunes episode. Like they even kind of played, like the score that they used was kind of Looney Tune-esque. And he had this big gun that looked like something Elmer Fudd would have.
All I needed at the end was like it just doing that whole like where it kind of bows out.
Yeah, where it
like
flares out.
Whatever. Yeah.
And
how massive the thing was.
Yeah, apparently, per James Gunn's podcast, it is based off a real gun used for hunting birds, like way back. Yeah, it's called a punt gun. Typically, you would put some kind of like bird shot in it, like a boatload of bird shot, and then it would sit on a tripod, and you would aim it, and it could take out multiple birds at once.
Oh wow.
But anyway, it was just too massive and too hard to like bring it through the woods and stuff. Rooker even had said like he thought it was a prop, and they were like, no, that was a real gun you were holding. He was like, well, no wonder it was so heavy, because he was talking about how heavy it was. That episode is really fun. If you like Michael Rooker, I do. You should definitely take a listen of it. It was really fun. They mostly, you can tell Gunn and Rooker are really good friends because they like bust each other's chops all throughout the episode. It's really funny. But yeah, no. So he starts off by poisoning a rat, and he throws that out there. And this is the part that to me it felt like Looney Tunes, because he was like, Eagly comes up, he's about to eat it, and then Adebayo and Vigilante like interrupt him, and he's like, oh, I want to follow you guys and go with y'all. And so he leaves the mouse, but then he turns around to get it after they leave without him. And then a fox gets it, which poor fox, because the fox eats it and then dies like almost instantaneously from like, I'm assuming it's rat poison since they was like foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
And so it was very like, I don't know, Elmer Fudd, like, drat, like, like he set up this trap and then it didn't work. So then he pulls out the giant punt gun and he shoots what I thought. Did you think it was Eagly? Because I did. Yeah, I kind of did. I was like, oh my God, they killed Eagly.
Yeah. And I was going to be very, very mad if they actually killed Eagly in this. I'd be like, all right, I'm done watching.
Yeah. Honestly, same, because Eagly's kind of my favorite character from the show. I kind of like Eagly for some reason.
And I want to say, like, in this, like, after last week, whenever you were telling us about how it's a guy that does all the eagle sounds, like that's all I can picture now.
Yeah,
whenever watching him,
the little guy making the noise in the sound booth. Yeah, no, same, honestly. But yeah, no. So then, you know, there's this moment of like, oh no, Eagly's dead kind of thing, and then it's revealed that in fact, all this stuff that Red Saint Wild has been talking about with the prime eagle and everything is true. And as Red's about to, like, you know, he picks up Eagly, another eagle swoops down and attacks him. And then more and more eagles show up, all different types, not just bald eagles, but I don't know, all of the types.
Like golden eagles.
Yeah, golden eagles, something like that. But like all of them show up, and then Eagly lands on a rock. and has this, I forget what the subtitles said. It said like earthly roar or something like that. It was so fucking funny to me, with this like flaming eagle symbol behind him, and then like purple glowing eyes kind of thing. I thought that was really interesting, or really funny rather. And then of course Michael Rooker gets like mauled by like, I don't know, 15 eagles. He said that he kind of like, one of the last lines he says, "I'm sorry, eagerly." And he said the reason why he said it like that way and all that is it's almost like his character realized that all the killing of eagles that he did was wrong in that last moment. And it was almost like asking like God or someone like, please forgive me for my transgressions kind of thing. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty. I agree about it. Like it was all very funny and entertaining, and I'm glad it went that way. And then, of course, later whenever Eagly brings in the last like finger of him, and just drops it, and it's like Peacemaker's like, I hope you found that.
Yeah, it was very like, it reminded me of the Guardians 2 where Groot brings the toe. And, and Rocket's like, please tell me there is a place where y'all have a whole bunch of toes. and Rooker's character Yondu's like, no. And Rocket's like, let's never talk about this ever again. It reminded me of that, because like Peacemaker was like, I'm just gonna pretend you found that. Yeah, no, I loved it. Especially now, I like that because Eagly is like, last season we saw him hug Chris, and Eagly, while is like, he still does like eagle things, he is like, I don't know, smarter than the average eagle, if you will. And so now it makes more sense. I like the idea that he is some sort of supernatural. He's a meta eagle, a meta duck, if you will. And I thought that was really cool. There was a fan theory, since we actually read one of the comics, that the purple fire and stuff that we see, and even the purple eyes that we see in Eagly, is maybe that he's connected to the red, which is the stuff that we saw in Animal Man, about how like all life forms are connected. So just like the green with Swamp Thing, about all plant life is connected, the red is for all living things. So animals, organisms, all sorts of stuff are all connected. And like, that's how Eagly is able to like, in other words, Eagly taps into the red to like summon the other eagles to help him.
Yeah.
It could be grasping at straws, but I like the idea, because Gunn loves his obscure characters, and Animal Man is kind of an obscure character. Sorry, TM. And that, maybe this is a way to tie that in eventually if he decides to bring Animal Man in.
Yeah. So do you think, oh crud, what's his name? Bird blindness guy.
Oh, Floor.
Yeah. It seems,
or Flurry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if he's kind of starting to see a little bit of the issues of old Rick Flag Senior. And just, I wonder if he's kind of starting to, change his tune a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't think Flurry is necessarily a bad person. I just think he's kind of a douchebag, if you will. And I think he's not for just like catching some guy and then letting Rick Flag like beat him to death and then just, dispose of his body and nothing ever happens. I think Floor's probably like, no, we should book him. We should throw him in prison. We should do the right thing, not just like murder him, be judge, jury, and executioner type thing. So I think that's what that scene was for. But there was also something that was interesting where I didn't catch this, but one of the things I was watching like yesterday was talking about how when he first met Economos, he asked him, how do you want to be greeted? And Economos told him, I don't know, just like maybe a head nod or something. So when he says that to Harcourt and Economos, like, what you did was good, he just nods at Economos and walks off.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was kind of neat.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it seems like Rick Flag may, like, I don't know, man. I know these last 3 episodes, something big's going to go down, but I don't know what their plan for Rick Flag Sr. is. Because also Bordeaux is kind of like flirting with him, but I don't think she truly, like, she doesn't have the hots. She doesn't have the vapors for him. I think she's using him for something, but what that is, I don't know. A lot of people are theorizing maybe it's something to do with Amanda Waller, because in the comics she's a part of, I forget, some organization that's like named after chess pieces, but maybe it's Checkmate. I can't remember. But anyway, maybe Waller is now like doing that, and maybe she's like a spy for Argus or for Waller on Argus. But something hinky's going between her and Rick Flag. I don't think it's just she's now like she saw him beat up Peacemaker and now she has the hots for him for some reason. It's just very weird.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
It was. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is, so after all that, Chris Peacemaker talks about how he's like, he's done with this, after Harcourt kind of denied him and supposedly betrayed him by turning him into Argus. He's like, I'm out. I'm done. He leaves and he writes a note to Ads and leaves it there. And he decides to activate the portal. And he jumps in through the portal and then like turns it off from the other side. And then right before it shuts off, Judo Master jumps in and he writes a note to, I guess, Ads. I don't know. I thought that was weird where he was like, I followed behind him and left the Cheeto dust, which is just weird to me. Like he just has Cheeto dust constantly on his fingers.
Yeah. That part is just, again, it's really weird. The Cheeto thing. To me, I thought he was writing a note to Argus to let them know, because they were on the way to be there. So that's the only thing I would think he knew, because I don't think he knew Ads was going to be there or was coming up.
Well, the note says Dear Ads. Like the start of it says Dear Ad. Or
the Judos?
No. The one
Chris
that Peacemaker. Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking you were talking about the one that, because we were talking about the Cheeto dust.
Yeah. Sorry. So, well, I mean, like, I thought it wasn't on the same piece of paper though, or I don't know. I can't remember. Or was it on a different thing?
I think it was on a different thing.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know either. But
yeah, regardless, it is weird. But yeah, I guess that does make sense. I just assume, I don't know.
Yeah, because he folded, Chris folded his up and put it in the handle of.
That's right.
Of the lunchbox thing.
That's right. You're right. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I guess he just wrote that so that I guess Argus would find it. But I don't know. It was just weird to me because I was like, he could have just sent like a text, like immediately. Like I don't know. He had his phone on him. Like he could have just sent a text. Why write a note? Like why have it that Ads finds the note with the Cheeto dust? Like it was just weird. Other than just like the gag of the Cheeto dust. It was a very weird moment for me.
Yeah.
I know why they're probably having him follow Chris is because eventually I'm going to assume they've been making jokes about the height of Judo Master, especially in this episode where I keep calling him Flurry calls him Duncan Munchkin. And he threatens, he's like, if you call me that, I'm going to rip your dick off. And he's like, I don't mean that as a euphemism. I mean, I'm literally going to rip your dick off. I think the gag may be that the brother of Chris, Keith, and I can't think of his dad's name now, Augie, are going to think that he is an imp because he's so small. I think that's going to be the gag
hilarious.
there.
Yeah.
But also, if this is technically Earth X and it's just a whole bunch of whiteys, they'll maybe like, oh, it's an Asian person, and try and murder him or something. I don't know. That they may be setting something like that up. But I definitely feel like they've made so many comments about how small he is this season that I feel like they may do the like imp thing as like a joke with the brothers. So Ads finds the note, reads it in front of everybody. We have this cool, like, I don't know, montage with the Guns N' Roses song. And poor Vigilante, I wrote that note, poor Vigilante, because, like, again, I kind of set it up, but, like, he's kind of a psychopath. We really don't see him show emotions. He's mostly like, hey, you want to, talk about animal facts that I know about and all this stuff. And he's very gleeful about murdering people and talking about murdering people. But he is just bawling his eyes out.
Yeah, he is.
And I wrote down, I was like, poor Vigilante, like, Chris doesn't really think of him as a friend. And I kept thinking about it more and more and more. And I think it's because Chris has changed now, where he used to murder, he made that joke of, I'll kill every man, woman, and child if it means peace or something like that.
Yeah.
And Vig was like that, or Vig is like that as well. And now Chris doesn't want to necessarily kill. He wants to be a good hero. But Vig is still wanting to murder. And I think Vig reminds him of his, like, past, like, sins, if you will. Yeah. And that's the why he constantly is resisting Vigilante. I think we'll see if we get a season 3, which I'm pretty sure we're going to. I think we're going to see that come to an head. Maybe I don't think we'll see that this season, just because we don't have enough time with these last 3 episodes.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to see if that's really how it's going to play out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. My heart broke for him, though, when I saw that. I was like, poor Vigilante.
Yeah, it really did. And I mean, like, he, had the whole, like, where he felt betrayed, like his friend ran off and left him, didn't take him with him. Mm-hmm. And then, not being able to see him anymore. So I know it was kind of funny seeing Ads go in there and comfort him and everything. So
yeah. What was interesting too, Gunn mentioned that he thought that was really cool to have that, because Ads doesn't really see Vigilante as like a rival, but Vigilante does, because it seems like Peacemaker and Adebayo are more close friends now than Vig and Peacemaker. And he kind of is like, wanting to still be Chris's best friend kind of thing. And he even kind of like lies to himself about how, like, oh, he's my best friend, I'm his best friend kind of thing.
Yeah.
So for him to, like, seek her for comfort was kind of a cool moment, at least for that's what Gunn was saying.
Yeah. Because even in the car, whenever after they picked up Chris, like, Chris was, whatever he was saying, he said, he just kept saying like talking to Adebayo, and even Vigilante said something about that, like, you kept saying Ads, like, or something, like, he's like, yeah, I'm here too, type thing.
Yeah, I really feel they are setting up. I don't think it'll be this season. I really don't, because I just don't. If the next 3 episodes are dealing with the whatever fucked up thing about this Earth is, I don't think they're gonna have enough time to deal with Vigilante, like, being super pissed off at Chris. But maybe they will. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? With all that, we also see a montage of him now. He's back in the other Earth, and he brought Eagly with him, and he tells his brother, he's like, this is a rescue eagle. His name's Eagly. And he's just like, okay, well, come on, we gotta go.
Yeah.
They kill a kaiju, which is confirmed by Gunn. It's the same kaiju from Superman, that big giant little creature that starts off little and gets really big, and Superman and the Justice Gang all team up to defeat. Yeah, it's the same one. It's hard to tell in that shot, but it is in fact the same one. They more than likely just used the same model because they had it for Superman and it was cheap to just put it in that show.
So, but it's not the same, like, as in the same world universe.
No.
Though, right?
No, a lot of people are speculating. They're like, well, did Lex Luthor release this one or whatever? I think I'm going to go on a limb and say Lex Luthor, it doesn't even exist in this universe. And that that creature, obviously Lex found that creature, I think, and let it loose. So I'm just going to assume that creature in this universe was just roaming about and eventually grew really big and attacked the city that Chris is, like, over currently, like Evergreen, I think is what it's called. But yeah, so they kill that, and we see like a cool shot of all of them flying with Eagly, and Chris is like super happy, and then he goes to Argus, and he's about to embrace the Harcourt of this universe, and then it cuts to black. I don't know if you noticed, but I was watching every single American flag that I could see in every single scene. I even like took screenshots and like enhance. The flags are still rolled up. There is one shot where you see a flag and we just get a little bit of the blue from the American flag, but we still don't see the white stars. And anyway, someone, I think it was Eric Voss, but also pointed out that the start of this episode shows the flag draped over Rick Flag Jr.'s casket. And it's a close-up of the American flag seeing the blue and white stars, I think, to just refresh viewers, you know, this showed around the world what the American flag looks like.
Yeah.
So I really feel like next episode we're getting the bombshell of this being Earth X, especially because during the podcast, James Gunn's Peacemaker podcast, he mentioned that next week's episode is called Ignorance is Chris. So I think there's going to be a moment of like, Chris thinks this is really awesome. His friends get there and they're like, what's with all the swastikas, dude? And he's like, what do you mean? And like, he didn't notice them at all.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That'll be interesting.
So we'll see. I don't know. But that's really interesting. Some of the things that they were talking about that was really interesting was apparently Gunn does this a lot, because I've heard this about a lot of roles. But I talked about last week, Michael Rooker wasn't originally supposed to be cast as Red Saint Wild. In this episode, he revealed that John Cena originally was not supposed to be Peacemaker. He originally had the role, he intended the role to be Dave Bautista, who is Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. He wanted Dave Bautista to be Peacemaker, but it didn't work out. He had him, I guess, come and do some readings or something, and it just didn't work out. So he ended up going with Cena. He met Cena through something. I forget what he said, but he liked Cena. He had Cena do a reading, and he really liked his take on it. And, you know, the rest is history. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah. Been a whole different feel to it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's also like, it's kind of like another parallel. Like, I would love to go to that Earth where that happened, because it just would be so weird to see, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. I wonder if any of those 99 doors has Dave Bautista's.
Oh, that would actually be a fun little Easter egg where he opens it up and Dave Bautista comes out as Peacemaker. That actually would be really fun. They should do that. What else was there? He was talking about Rooker. Rooker got like sprayed by a skunk twice at his house when he was like trying to scare them. Anyway, I'm just going. Y'all should watch. Our listeners, go on, like listen to this episode, and then go listen to James Gunn. It's a fun episode. I really like it. Rooker seems like a lot of fun. And anyway, that's all my notes, Jeremy. Do you have anything you would like to add?
No, I think that really hit all of what I was seeing as well.
You have any theories? Do you think they'll do anything different?
No. Sounds good to me. Like, I don't. Did you like watch the trailer that they had at the end?
Yeah.
So
it seems like they're going to. Yeah, it seems like they're going to go to Vigilante's house, and he's got like an underground bunker with a bunch of drugs and money, and they're going to open the portal there to go to the other world.
Yeah.
They're being very sneaky about this. I'm very curious to know what. There's just too much. Like there's shots on our Earth where it's like people of color. Like if you go back and rewatch the where they're trying to catch Chris at the park, there's a ton of people of color. But then you go to that world and it's just all white people. So it's just too intentional to be not that, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see next week. We will see next week. Hopefully we're right. Maybe we're not. Maybe like someone had pointed out, what if it isn't that? And it's just like the big twist is that this is a really nice world and Chris fucked it up by killing his version of Chris. And now his father and brother of this world hate him so much for killing their Chris, which would be even more fucked up because James Gunn, I love him to death, but he loves to torture his characters. Look at Rocket.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently.
But yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah. Be interested to find out. I'm excited to see this next one.
Yeah, I am too. I forgot to also mention this because the episode titles are like punny names. I have a feeling if this is Earth X with Nazis, they may do a like, I did not see that coming. Or my wife mentioned this, which I thought was even better. 2 wrongs don't make a Reich.
Oh, wow.
Because it's 2 different worlds. Like it's 2 different Earths. Like, and he murdered his Chris. And I got a feeling one of those will be one of the puns for the episode, but we'll see.
Yeah. That'll be fun to see how that comes up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, all right, Jeremy. With all that being said, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. That's Night with a K, and you can find me here.
All right. And Michael, you can find him at 22 Comics everywhere. I can't remember all the websites he's on. It's like... I can't remember. I just 22 Comics. Just Google that. You'll probably find his YouTube, and then he can tell you all the stuff. I'm sorry, Michael. I need to write them down whenever you're gone, but I keep forgetting. If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, a Blue Skies, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see. And Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X. And yeah, with all that being said, Jeremy, or with all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.
The Prime Eagle. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.